I apologize. Well, today we are here to celebrate the happiest place on earth. For 70 years, Disneyland has created magical experiences for guests of all ages, and I'm thrilled to be hosting a panel celebrating this legacy. Disneyland holds a special spot in my heart because I was lucky enough to grow up 15 minutes from the OG park. And amazing! Any Anaheimers out here? Yes! So once a year, my mom would wake up all the kids on a school day, we never knew when, and she would whisper in our ears, "Today, you're not going to school. Today, we're going to Disneyland." And I just felt like, yes! As an adult, I fully understand now that my mom probably just woke up that morning and wanted to ditch all of her own responsibilities. Yeah, and go to the park when the lines wouldn't be as long, but I'm not throwing shade. I think that is the Disney magic right there. Well, our panelists also have a deep connection to Disneyland, so I think it's time we bring them out. Please welcome innovative Imagineer Emo O'Brien, Disney legend and author of The Happiest Place on Earth, Don Hahn, and Oscar and Emmy-nominated filmmaker with deep Disney roots, Leslie Iwerks. Celebrating its 70th anniversary. Oh my goodness. Emo, tell me, what does the resort mean to you?
Well, you know, it's funny. I grew up in Ohio, so I actually didn't get to Disneyland until I was an intern with Walt Disney Imagineering. And that picture there on the left, that was my first visit ever to Disneyland. So pretty cool. But I have actually been involved with the Disneyland Resort now for almost 30 years. I worked on the original Disney California Adventure Park, Trader Sam's, if any of you are familiar with that. That's right. Cars Land, another people tend to like. So I actually am very deeply connected to the resort. But my very favorite memory that I have of the resort was actually not very long ago. It was on Disneyland's 70th birthday. And I had the opportunity to take a Make-A-Wish kid around Radiator Springs. Her name is Madison. And I knew that Leslie was going to be there that morning, so I actually reached out to her and I said, "Hey, this girl Madison is obsessed with you. Would you mind coming out to meet her before we go in the gates?" And so she did, and it was just the most beautiful, exciting morning I could ever have.
Leslie, you're making dreams come true.
Yeah, it was all about the Imagineers, trust me. But I was so lucky to meet Madison down at Disneyland, and it was what an honor on the 70th anniversary to be with her. But I grew up behind the scenes at Disneyland. I used to go in the back lot all the time with my dad, and I always thought I kind of grew up a little screwed up because I saw all the things behind the scenes and nobody gets to see it, so they go in front of big gates. But so I really instilled in me this excitement around how things are done, how things are made, and the magic behind the scenes. And so cut to a number of decades later when I'm in Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite attractions of all time, and I'm with Marty Sklar interviewing him for the Imagineering story, and he was telling me just the sort of the machinations of what made this attraction so great, the creative imagination and technical know-how, and blending that was for those early Imagineers. So that was probably one of my favorite times at Disneyland.
That's amazing. It's so inspiring and inspiring. Don, I'm sure you have an equally inspiring story about Disneyland. Share.
I do. For the younger people in the audience, before the internet and TikTok, we had polka bands.
Yeah! Woo!
And when I got to go to Disneyland, it was a very special thing, as it was for all of us, and still is. And when I was about this age, that's young Johnny Hung on the left with my brother and sister, Jim and Kathy, I felt so excited that I would set aside the clothes for Disneyland because they were my lucky clothes, and in particular, my lucky underwear. And I swear, I put it out 3 or 4 days in advance because I knew that would be my lucky underwear, and when we got home, Much to my mother's dismay, I would wear the lucky underwear for many days after I got back. And
So this was the impetus for your book, The Happiest Place on Earth?
yes. I'm not wearing my lucky underwear. I've given it to Becky in the archives.
It's on display in the archives now, right?
That'll be a panel later today. I've had a great collaborator on this book. So, listen, my life is an animation, and once I dug into this topic, I found out, so much of Disneyland was unearthed and designed by animators and people in the film business. Amazing people, all the legends from our lives that designed it, the Mark Davises and so many Herb Rymans and things like that. My co-author, Chris Merritt, is a former Imagineer who knows an incredible granular amount of Disney history. So between us, it was a 3-year collaboration on trying to dig up images you hadn't seen before and to tell stories you hadn't heard before. One of the stories, for example, was about the Chicago Railroad Fair. In 1948, Walt was just having a midlife crisis of sorts, and he grabbed Ward Kimball, the great Ward Kimball, and took him back to Chicago for the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the rail travel in the United States. And there, they had all the kinds of things that eventually would end up in Disneyland. He also went to Greenfield Village, Henry Ford's place, and there's a lot of Henry Ford fans out there. And they went there. We weren't quite sure they went there until our researcher dug up an actual guest book from there in the Chicago Natural History Museum. And if you click ahead here, you can see that they signed in to this guest book.
Do you see?
And you can see Walt's signature. And it is Red Yen.
Where?
So he was obviously in the low profile, and Ward Kimball, chief guy, which I absolutely love. The Imagineering Archives is stunning, and they brought out maps for us that hadn't been seen in 70 years. And that kind of research and access is something that you just can't imagine what it's like, and especially for me, and seeing these drawings by Pepper Goff when Disneyland was going to be on Riverside Drive right opposite the studio. Walt said, hey, it's like Universal. Walt went to Universal City when he came up here in 1923 and wandered around for days. And so he thought, let's have one of those next to the studio. And so they started to design this, and then his ambition outgrew those plans. And the city of Burbank wasn't crazy about having a theme park in their backyard. What were they thinking? And so they started to do plans like this. And what's amazing about this drawing, and it's a very rare drawing that hadn't been published before, is you see a hub in the middle of it. And that is the signature of what was starting to be very special about Disneyland. Disneyland was a walkable movie. I want to change the way you think about Disneyland or the Magic Kingdom when you go there. It was a walkable dream. And the center of that dream was this hub. They hadn't picked the Anaheim site when they did this drawing. Soon the Anaheim site would start to come into focus, but that hub stayed there. And so as you go into Disneyland and experience that hub is a place of comfort and empathy, it's a place where you can go and sit in the shade and on a park bench relax for a while. Or you can go have adventures in not lands, but to them they're movie genres. You can go to an adventure movie, a western, a fantasy movie, or a movie about tomorrow. And we found a really strange photograph of that drawing laid on its side. And then we discovered Herb Ryman, a brilliant illustrator, who worked on Emerald City for Wizard of Oz. Took this drawing and put a fresh piece of paper over the top of it with Walt Disney staring over his shoulder and did this drawing. So this drawing we often think of as the first drawing of Disneyland. There were probably 100 drawings by Marvin Davis with Walt Disney staring over his shoulder before Herb got to this amazing drawing that Roy Disney took back east to raise money for it. I don't mean to shock you, but there was a woman on the site when the Disneyland was built. Ruth Shellhorn, a landscape designer, came in just during the last year, and this place was built so quickly, but she looked at and designed more around the hub, placing plant materials there. And again, thinking of Disneyland as a place away from the real world, a dream you can walk through. You enter from the parking lot and you leave your cares behind. You go under the railroad tracks, and it's like a curtain parting on on a stage, and now your feet are on bricks, and you hear horses' hooves, and a barbershop quartet, and you smell baked goods, and you're in another world. And that was deliberate and intentional, down to the point where Walt wanted every store on Main Street to have been in business in 1900. So they had to have been in business, including the Uptown Pharmacy, which you see here, and have things from the turn of the century, like leeches. And I think if we have a writing campaign, we can bring this back to the Magic Kingdom.
I'll take that note.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, but the educational opportunities to have kids be able to go in and play with those kinds of things, or see a large human cell, which was a exhibit in the back of the Uptown Pharmacy, or go visit a place like the Intimate Apparel store on your left, where they sold ladies' undergarments. And it's the only shop on Main Street that has a front porch for the gentleman that might think, oh, that's a little awkward, I think I'll stay outside. The ladies could go in, and there was, and I'm not making this up, a character called the Wizard of Bras inside, who told you the story of underwear. And I'll be repeating that later in the lobby if you'd like to hear that.
There seems to be a through line in your stories. I'm just pointing it out.
I apologize. The Bank of America had a brand, because this was before credit cards. You had to have a place to cash checks. That was on Main Street. The costumes are breathtaking. So Renee Conley, who won the Oscar for Cleopatra, designed the costumes for Disneyland. It was a place of story. It was a walkable dream. Harper Goff got his boats in Newport. There's a lot of Newport Beach kind of heritage here, and did photos like this that he sent to Walt. On the bottom, you see his note. Walt, look what we're doing. And this was a jungle cruise. It was in a walnut orchard, so they pulled up walnut trees and cut them in half and turned them upside down, which you see on the right side, to look like scary kind of jungle things. And then they put smudge pots around the left side so that the banana trees didn't freeze at nighttime. There were more horses there than any place in Los Angeles, because you could go into the Western town and experience a Western movie with your heroes that were on TV. Davy Crockett, Zorro. You could ride a horse. You could ride in a stagecoach. You could buy a Pendleton shirt. Or you could go through this amazing castle into Fantasyland and experience places designed like this. Some built, some not, but they were places that you couldn't experience anywhere else on Earth. In Tomorrowland, which is the very last land they built, it was almost not built, it was so late. MIT designed the House of the Future that was there for 10 years. And there's a picture of Walt with Pat Otis, who was that year's Housewife of Tomorrow. More on that later. And it was the House of the Future. And again, technology was presented in an empathetic way. It was something that was humanized. This was just after the war. In fact, it was still the Cold War. Technology had not always been a friendly thing. So for Walt to start introducing these things, the Autopia, you know, the freeway system was not quite in yet when Disneyland was being built, so the interstate was going by, and this became a way for kids to go drive on the freeway like their parents would. Walt thought, though, wouldn't it be great if the little kids that can't drive had a bus to take them around? So he designed this bus with a dachshund on the side instead of a greyhound. Always thinking. And one of the more disturbing things we discovered were some of the rides that weren't built as Claude Coates' drawing of a uranium hunt.
Oh no.
And it's not slightly considered. There were memos and there were people assigned to it. Small children and their parents would go in and be issued Geiger counters, as one does. and you would go through a maze where you would find active uranium. And then they would box it and you would take it home.
Awesome. Safety first.
Yeah. Once again, we can bring that back if you want. Space was, and rockets, which had been associated with war, were presented as something very human. Now space was about travel with your family, and you could go on a flight to the moon. So it's very humanizing. You could go see Circle Vision, which your family has such deep ties to. And they're, again, very empathetic and humanist. We stand together in the center of the room as one people looking out at the world in Circle Vision. These were intentional decisions. They weren't accidents. And I just really admire those guys and girls for thinking through these things in an era that was complicated and full of potentially, dark things out in the world. They were about optimism and humanity and empathy. So that's the book, Happiest Place on Earth.
Yay!
I mean, Disneyland has been making magic because of this visionary Walt Disney. Who here has had the opportunity to see him firsthand in the new attraction, Walt Disney: A Magical Life? Has anybody seen that? Emo, could you tell us a little bit more about the attraction?
Absolutely, absolutely. So our attraction, we wanted to focus on Walt as not just a creative person, but a humanitarian and an entrepreneur. So we collaborated with the Walt Disney Family Museum and Walt Disney Archives to display a bunch of historical mementos from Walt's life and representations of his legacy. There are many, many of Walt's personal items on loan from the Walt Disney Family Museum, for instance. Walt inspired many generations with his curiosity and determination. And our guests are just treated to the opportunity to see many of his treasures up close and very personal. So, many of these things have never been publicly exhibited before, like some original furniture from Walt's apartment that is above Main Street, above the firehouse. Our guests first get to step into this attraction. They step into the theater and experience Walt Disney: A Magical Life through the cinematic experience of One Man Stream. That's where we start. But, we wanted to finish it off with something very special. So we culminate that in a visit with Walt in his office, made possible through the magic of audio animatronics storytelling. So this is put together with several historical sources featuring dialogue of Walt, spoken by him, and they're blended together to create the inspiring performance of this animatronic figure, sharing heartfelt stories and words of wisdom. This is truly a view into Walt Disney that one has to experience in person. We believe Walt's story is inspiring and it's relevant, as much so today as it was when he was creating his own story. The idea of following your dreams, not giving up, which is very important, and turning setbacks into successes. He had a lot of that in his life, and he was so determined to make things a success. So we are more than thrilled to help share his journey with a new generation of guests, through an art form that Walt really pioneered himself.
It's amazing and still inspiring all of us today. Leslie, we have to talk about your family. Can you please share
The internet, it was before ChatGPT, so, it was unbelievable, and I think we really have to look at this and say this is an amazing perspective of how hard this was. It was truly challenging. And when you think about Walt Disney, who was, basically gambling his own fortune, and then he was on TV at the same time promoting Disneyland across the country to millions of people. And then you hard cut to in the field at Disneyland, and these guys are just like hammering away, and the dirt's, nothing's rising out of the ground for 6 months. And then we ended up finding all these interviews through the help of the archives and Dawn and other friends of ours that are working with us on this, of great interviews from people that were there, audio interviews that was just real about what was really happening. And so so what I'd like to share with you today is the genesis of what we're working on, which is a new documentary about the making of Disneyland, told through rarely and never before seen archival footage and sound bites, told through the people who were there, that captures the legacy and the nostalgia of the creation of Disneyland. So I'm very excited to share with you all. You're the first to see it. Would you like to see a little teaser?
It's so wild to see that footage when it's just orange groves and know that in a year he rebuilt an absolute miracle. And that 70 years later, we're still celebrating this legacy, we're still having these conversations, we're still discovering new footage, and new bodies of work are still being created based on this story. No matter what park you're in around the world, you can trace that feeling you get when you walk through the gates back to the original vision of Disneyland. I think it's safe to say that everyone in this room loves Disneyland, but since we're here in Walt Disney World, wouldn't it be fun to hear something special for Disney World too? So, to close this out, please welcome to the stage Walt Disney Imagineer Chris Beatty.
Awesome. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, so tell us what's going on over here on this side of the country.
Well, I mean, first, we have a lot going on here at Walt Disney World. Thank you. But I just have to say first, I think since we were talking about Walt Disney and, I just thought it was a Magical Life was such a beautiful tribute to Walt, and just done in an amazing way. And it's only fitting, I think that show shares the stage with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, because as all of you know, Walt being heavily involved in the World's Fair, it just made sense, I thought. And it's such a great show. Disney had such a huge impact on the World's Fair, but I like to think that the World's Fair had a big impact on Disneyland. I mean, think about it. Disneyland still has Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. It still has the primeval world dioramas. It still has a small world. It has, I know, right, small. It still has 3 of the 4 attractions operating there today in Anaheim. But there's one that is not in Anaheim, that is right here at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. That is, of course, the Carousel of Progress. So, Carousel of Progress, over the years, we've updated the carousel, we've made changes, but it's really not had a major update since 1993. Probably before most of you were even born. I am pleased to announce, and the reason I'm here today, is to say that after more than 30 years, we're going to give Carousel of Progress an update. The attraction has Walt's name in the title, so we think it's only fitting that Walt Disney himself introduced the show in a brand new scene.
That's cool. Yeah.
So we have lots more details to share, including what John, Sarah, and the whole family have been up to over these years. But just rest assured, at a later date we'll share those details. But just rest assured that the Carousel of Progress is going to keep on spinning for a whole new generation of fans, really proving that a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow really is just a dream away.
Yeah. Woo!
Honoring the legacy and history of Walt Disney has led to so much innovation, past, present, and future. This update to the Carousel of Progress is such a perfect example of that. Thank you all so much for coming today. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend at Destination D23.
Marshmallows and some kind of white chocolatey drizzle on top, okay? So we can all find this fantastic Starlight Mix at the Main Street Confectionery at Magic Kingdom, okay?
Yay!
So we need these snacks. There's some amazing panels that we've just had. I've been sitting right back there enjoying every single panel. Are you having an amazing afternoon? So much fun. We're learning so much. So, now, are you ready? As we're having our little treat, let's get ready for What's Cooking with Disney Eats. Are you ready? Ready for Disney Eats? So kicking us off, straight from the Tip Top Club from Disney Jollywood Nights at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You know it. Come on. Please welcome Rachel and the Alley Cats.
Yay!
nights at Hollywood Studios starting November 8th through December 22nd. And here we go. Welcome to What's Cooking with Disney Eats! How are we doing? There's so many people here. This is amazing. And also, I know that everyone has the Starlight popcorn. How do we feel about it? How do we like it? Does it really taste like Starlight? Wow. Their mouth is beaming out light. It's sort of blinding. It's wild. Well, if you don't know who I am, I'm Keith. I'm one of the Try Guys. I try stuff. I do lots of things with my friends, and I also eat a lot of food. I eat everything, and I've done a lot of stuff with the Disney parks. I've eaten almost every single park here. Hopefully, eventually, I'll eat everything in the world. So being here right now is pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. And also, speaking of sweet, can you all smell that sugar in the air?
Yeah.
That's that smellitizer technology they use in the parks. It's here. The smell of popcorn when entering Main Street. Now, backstage, we have some of the best chefs and professionals cooking up so many yummy Disney Eats updates to share this afternoon. Let's take a peek behind the scenes and give our star chefs a quick hello. Are they here? Are they here? We got Chef Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. They're backstage. They're busy cooking up all sorts of magic. And obviously, thanks to our stage managers, Chip and Dale, for keeping us looking good, keeping us on schedule. Now, before we jump into the future of Disney Eats, let's take a look at 10 recent fan favorite items from around the world. And if you aren't already, make sure you're following at Disney Eats on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest Disney food and beverage news. And now for this, I want to hear you cheer when you see something you like. In fact, if you see something on this that you've had, I want you to say, woo. And if you see something you haven't had but want to try, I want you to go, yay! Let's try it. Let me hear woo. Let me hear yay. Rachel, did they do a pretty good job? I think they did. I can't hear you, but I know you said woo. All right, let's start with number 10. The Cool Down Udon from Tokyo Disney Resort. Yay! Meat bag and soy milk potato sauce. Let's go to number 9. The Captain America Shield Zipper at Disney California Adventure. Yeah, I want one of these. I can sip out one of these. I would like that. Number 8, the 626 Tasty Vibes at a Disney Music Festival at Disneyland Paris. This is a Stitch-inspired dessert. Yay! Yay! Vanilla cream, blueberry filling, hazelnut shortbread, and a white chocolate shell. Number 7, the Churro Milkshake at Sunshine Seasons at Epcot. Yeah, we've had this. 5 desserts in one, a milkshake, a donut, a churro, a pretzel, and a Mickey ice cream bar. Come on now. Number 6, fantastic elastic mozzarella stick at Disney California Adventure. Woo! Some woos and some yays. Beautiful. That super cheese pull is just something else. The number 5, the incredible themed cakes from Edna a la mode Sweets on the Disney Destiny. The sheep, the sweet. Yay. This is a dumb bit I've had to do. Okay, number 4, the buffalo chicken beignet slider from Royal Street Veranda at Disneyland. I mean, come on, fried chicken dipped in buffalo sauce, creamy slaw, and a Mickey shaped beignets. The internet was very divided on how crazy this looked, but how good it tasted. Number 3, the talking Mickey Mouse popcorn bucket.
Yay! I want one.
Who doesn't want to talk to the mouse who started it all? Plus, you'll never be alone again while eating popcorn. Number 2, the Jimmy Marshmallow at Disney Wonderful World of Sweets at Downtown Disney. This thing is, look at this, how cute is that? Hello! It's cute. Yay! And number 1, the pickle milkshake is back. It's back at the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. The savory sweet treat is for pickle lovers everywhere, and the fact that this is number 1, you people are wild. That is absolutely wild. You know, if that doesn't make you hungry for more Disney Eats, then I don't know what does. Our first segment is going to help satisfy our cravings. We have 2 guests who come out. These 2 guests are challenged with creating a pirate tavern that pays homage to Disney heritage through food and beverage. Here to talk about the Beak and Barrel Pirate Tavern in Pasadena. Please welcome the Beak and Barrel.
Oil and others, where be the Beak and Barrel?
Be with people.
All right, guy, try me this one.
Yeah.
Where do you think that?
No, that's right. That one. Then we'll go that way.
I got that right. I'll never twist it. I love her for direction.
Hey, wait, what? Let me see.
Where rascals and goblins and villains and ladies, we got the hearties of hell. Where devils and vices and really bad eggs, we got the hearties of hell.
I wasn't ready for that. Okay, let's try that again. They are gone now, right? Pirates. Can't tell them what to do. Okay, let's try that again. Here to talk about the Beak and Barrel Pirate Tavern in Magic Kingdom, please welcome Walt Disney World Beverage Director Steph Dole and Director of Culinary for Walt Disney World, Chef Brian Pisecki. So I'm so happy now that you're here.
We missed popcorn. We missed popcorn.
You missed the popcorn. There's enough popcorn. I think they took out the entire state of Illinois to make this popcorn. That's a lot of corn. For us. Is that your mic working? Let's figure it out together.
Is mine working? This one? This one? This one? All right. This one. Oh, there we go. All right.
We did it! Okay.
It's live.
It's live. Let's start talking about this. This is a really fun project. I got to see it a little bit yesterday. It's so amazing. But where do you even start with something like the Beak and Barrel?
Thanks, Keith. I'm actually so excited to be here and talk about this amazing new tavern. This experience for all ages will really immerse our guests into the Pirates franchise, and it will continue the story of all of their journeys and adventures. Our culinary team works really close with Steph and her beverage team to tell these stories through small plates, creative concoctions, and unique presentations. From a plate full of island provisions that are fit for the hungriest pirate to Caribbean flavors of spiced chicken and corn arepas with lime and fresh crema. You will truly get the taste of the Caribbean to enhance your adventure. Sounds good, huh?
Sounds good. Sounds really good.
That's so delicious. Yeah, that's right, Chef Brian. The concept and development team really leaned in on curating that beverage program, but one that was fit for the entire family. So throughout the development process, we solicited a lot of feedback from various viewpoints, pirates of young ages maybe, and they have the most robust feedback. Let me tell you, do you know what it's like when you say to them, how does that make you feel? And they say, that's disgusting. Or what do you think about this color? And they said, why would you make the Kraken juice that color? It makes absolutely no sense.
Children are honest to a fault.
They sure are. And so for that reason, the Kraken juice did not make the cut. But there are a few items, a couple of treasures that are there.
Okay, well this sort of sounds like it isn't an ordinary food and beverage experience. Just like everything here at Disney, storytelling is really at the heart of it. How do you take food and beverage and actually, support a story?
You are right on it. It starts with the story, right? It starts with that partnership with Walt Disney Imagineering for the inspiration, with key items for us to really lean into. So for this one, for example, pirates have distinct personalities, and we want to ensure that those qualities shine throughout the various flavor profiles. We have spices from all around the world from their travels, and you'll also find that even within the intertwinings of the wine and the beer programming.
Exactly, Steph. And even with the food, the journey continues. Our guests of all ages will truly feel like a pirate as they experience this story and go on this adventure. They may even find a hidden map that details out their travels. We have storytelling elements in all of our dishes, so you can truly experience that pirate life.
I'll say that I'm sure you were able to do a lot of Easter eggs around the menu itself. So what are some of the details you're excited for guests to see?
A
Oh my gosh, can I tell you, I'm so excited for this. Growing up as a Disney kid, the Pirates of the Caribbean was the must-ride attraction. So when they presented this project to us, I was thrilled to have the opportunity to create the beverage program for this. Make it really easy.
Here we are. You know, first thing I want to hear about, obviously we're going to hear about all the park stuff, but let's dive into the update that's taking place at Napa Rose at the Grand California Hotel and Spa.
Well done, sir. Okay, so known for its refined California cuisine and its seasonal ingredients, Napa Rose is going to reimagine the dining experience from start to finish. Keep in mind, the inspiration for this design is a blend of classic craftsman, California elegance, kind of creates a little welcoming.
Sure, describing me right now. Very classic, elegant California.
They did their homework on this one.
We in California, we love to spend our time outside in nice weather. Is there a beautiful area outside we get to enjoy?
You know us all too well. Are you okay with a gorgeous alfresco dining outside?
Oh,
yeah.
I guess.
And 2 fireplaces.
2 fireplaces?
Yeah, not one. We don't. It's 2.
That's normally not allowed in California. I don't know how you do it.
Oh my God.
I don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
And the president. Yeah. Okay, now tell me, with all these updates to the visuals, is the menu updating as well?
Yeah. So they'll reopen with an elevated menu, but they know they'll keep the fan favorites. So more about the innovation to come later on.
Okay.
But let's talk about the wine collection. Over 1,500 labels that will reach the
Happy Halloween, everyone! Surprised, aren't you? I knew you would be.
I sense we have a few more people preparing for this Halloween.
Fantastic. We'll need all the help we can get this year. Not to mention, there's still plenty of surprises in store.
I bet you have a few planned up your sleeve, Jack.
Well, we always have to have a few extra tricks. Like these. Why, I can hardly believe my eyes.
Perhaps it's something to make a few new scrumptious treats, Jack.
One can only hope we'll need plenty of extra tricks and treats this year. Like these, my dear.
Oh, Jack.
Splendid of a surprise.
What is this?
I'm not quite sure.
But what does it all mean?
Well, I suppose there's still time to find out. And if these 3 have anything to do with it, we'll have to head back to Halloween Town immediately.
Who knows what tricks and treats they have in store this year?
They are Halloween Town's finest trick-or-treaters, so hopefully it's perfectly terrifying.
Remember, everyone, there are only 62 more days till next Halloween.
So make sure you're perfectly prepared. We'll see you in your nightmares soon.
Happy hunting!
I don't know what's going on. There's things I were not told to me. This is fun. Okay, but I'm no detective, but I'm going to say that it seems like Jack and Sally, maybe with all those tools, are making a gingerbread house. Is that what's going on here? Oh, wait, Reggie, ever seen that many birds? No. All right, here to talk about some of the tantalizing drinks on board the Disney Destiny. Please welcome Beverage Operations Manager for the Disney Cruise Line, Ben Van Kuren. Wow, okay. First of all, let's also make some noise for the stage crew. People running this behind the scenes, getting this out here. This is a big day. A lot of work is happening. Let's just make some noise for them. And now, Ben, you're here to talk about some of the lounges on board, right?
Right. On board the Disney Destiny, we're going to have so many new lounges that is amazing. The Disney Destiny celebrates legendary worlds and characters larger than life that at the hearts of Disney, Marvel, and Disney Parks Adventure. And some of these lounges represent that, such as the rum.
So what we're gonna pour here is some nice vintage bootleg rum.
And then inside here, I created a mix of fresh pineapple from Elufera, some fresh citrus, and also a touch of agave, just to give a little bit of sweetness. Because sometimes bootleg rum can be a little bit harsh.
Right. You understand. You guys know.
And then to top it off, another great flavor of the Caribbean is coconut foam.
God, complete death for somebody like me.
That really got us.
And then the best part of it all is the treasure chest. So inside, I'm gonna put it inside here.
Okay.
And then you need to be able to reveal this chest.
I'm gonna add a little bit of smoke to create some, some drama, spectacular.
Absolutely.
Just as the pirates.
All right, everybody. When I open it, we need a big ooh.
Be careful, it might be cursed.
Oh, you went all the way to the This is a good audience. Well, of course he wants Incredible. That's beautiful. Give it up. That's what amazing. Tell me, will you have any mystical artifacts like the cloak of levitation?
Yes, we will, and it will not be the only thing that will be limited. You'll see.
What does that mean? Okay, well, tell me, what about the iconic seal from the New York Sanctum? We're going to see that as well.
Yes, that will be right above the bar in the back, so it'll be right at the center of the lounge.
Okay, okay, great. I can picture it in my mind now. I want to see some of these drinks. Can you show us? Talk to us about the drink menu.
I will try my best. It is a wide menu of magical, everything has a little bit of magic, mystic to it, and it's mocktails, cocktails, wines, spirits, and it's for all ages. So we welcome all the families on board to come. They still didn't give me my ring, but it's okay.
This is cool, right? This is cool.
So what we're gonna create is a multiverse drink. We're gonna have some multiverse punch. And inside here is a multiverse juice. It is lychee, pink peppercorn, some citrus, and also there's an electric buzz to give you a little tingling sensation also while you drink it. But wait, it's not over.
How can it not be over?
Can you please put it on the pedestal to see that electrifying effect?
That is amazing. Give it up. That's amazing. Also, can't stop thinking about the term multiverse juice. I want it. I want the multiverse.
Different dimensions.
All right, so two new lounges, Castle Cannon and the Sanctum, are exclusive to the Disney Destiny, but I heard that there's a fan favorite lounge, the Disney Treasure, appearing on this ship as well. Talk to us about the Haunted Mansion Parlor. Let's hear about it.
That's absolutely right. So guests can come back on the Disney Destiny and can welcome them back, actually all the foolish mortals, and sit on some spirited syrups above, amongst 999 happy haunts. And yourself, Keith, I hope.
Hey, everyone.
On board the Disney Destiny's Haunted Mansion, all of the drinks have been reimagined, and I can assure you it's a menu to die for.
We don't know what's going on in this show. I feel threatened. I feel bombarded. I am excited, though. And I really want to say, can we thank you for showing this? These truly magical beverages. I mean, I feel like you are a sorcerer.
That's got me thirsty. I don't know about you, Keith.
I want one. I want both of them. I don't understand why I wasn't drinking them. They're going to.
Tell them to levitate them over here for the boys in the band.
And we'll fly them over there too. All right, how's everybody doing? How's that Disney Starlight popcorn mix? You liking it? Walt made popcorn a staple at his parks, and over the years, these simple cardboard boxes have evolved into the beloved and collectible buckets that we see today. The fans go crazy for today. Here to tell us more about these Disney novelties, please welcome back Chef Brian.
Yeah. I thought we were friends.
What's that? What happened?
You make me follow a levitating drink.
Sure.
That when he touches, it looks like it's electrified.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'll be honest, I
saw it
liked it.
backstage and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm following this.
Well, you should have brought more toys.
All right.
I want toys. But you're going to tell us about something that's sort of akin to toys, popcorn buckets. But let's rewind a little bit. Where did the phenomenon start?
Well, actually, the first plastic popcorn buckets were introduced way back in the 1990s. I started with a company in the 1990s.
Okay, I was 3 in 1990.
But in 2010, we actually introduced the very first character-shaped bucket, Mickey Mouse Ghost, and it was an incredible hit. Then the novelties really started to evolve through the years. And we leaned into popular Disney characters and franchise partners like Stitch, R2-D2 from Star Wars, and then the incredibly popular Figment popcorn bucket for Epcot Festival of the Arts.
Yeah, that was a little out of control. Scary at times. But I think it's clear to say that novelty popcorn buckets aren't going anywhere. So what does the future look like? Can you show us some things?
Well, we're thinking a little bit outside the bucket.
Okay.
On these. So we have creative novelties, clip straws, tiki glassware. How about, I'm over what happened earlier, so how about I give you a sneak peek of what we're going to release this holiday season and into 2026.
I think we're into that. I think we'd like to see.
All right. So this holiday season, we have the Holiday Christmas Tree Truck Bucket. Say that really fast. And the Trader Sam's Holiday Zombie Mug.
Wow. These are amazing. Also, I feel like Disney's the only place that these two things can share a slide in a presentation. And it's totally fine. You got a zombie head and you got a happy little truck.
And everybody loves it. It's totally fine and it totally makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I see that.
On the Disney Destiny, at the Haunted Mansion Lounge, we'll have a Poseidon mug and a Siren mug.
These are incredible. You drink out of these?
Yeah, I don't know. In celebration of the 40th anniversary of Pixar, who doesn't love Pixar, we have the Monsters Inc. Scream Canister Bucket and the Little Green Men Jetpack Sipper.
Yeah, the Scream Canister, that is, yeah, we're going to want that.
That's going to be awesome. And then hopping just in time for spring is the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet Spring Bucket.
You got the natural awe from the whole room, so I think you did it.
Since that one was so cute, let's end with the Bantha Sipper.
Everyone ready?
Look at those lips. I mean, come on, you gotta love it.
I'll kiss it every time I drink the drink. Well, that's amazing. Please stay tuned to Disney Eats on Facebook and Instagram for updates on popcorn buckets and other novelties throughout the year. Thank you again, Chef Brian. Incredible. Just amazing. Just amazing. Wow. We've talked a lot about Disney Eats in the parks and at sea, but now let's talk about Disney Eats in your own home. This author has penned 29 Disney-inspired cookbooks alongside Disney chefs. Here to talk the official Disney Parks Desserts Cookbook is author Pam Brandon. It's right here. It's right here. That sting was deliciously long. I loved it. I was into it. I was like, you know what? I'm soaking it in for a moment. I liked it. Okay, 29 Disney cookbooks. That's sort of insane, right? That's kind of just amazing on its own. What prompted you to decide to write this one?
Well, our fans always love new recipes. And on vacation, we all love something a little sweet. So this new cookbook, new this month, has 35 brand new sweet recipes. It has 66 recipes from the vault. So it's 101 new sweets that you can make at home.
Wow, I imagine that, you know, the tasting process of making a dessert cookbook is pretty fun. Lots of it's probably really fun. But what are the challenges?
Well, you know, a book only has so many pages, and so my biggest challenge is how am I going to fit? We have so many amazing restaurants now. So many new recipes. So in a book, though, I need to have a little, you know, a little chocolate. You want to have some fruit.
Something tart, something sweet.
A little gluten-free.
A little gluten-free.
A little plant-based. You know, all of those things are important. So that perfect mix is what makes it.
D23 audience, and they're about to come out here and compete for a signed copy of your cookbook. So let's bring them out here. They don't know what the challenge is. Bring them out. Where's our people? Where's our fans? Right here. All right, let's get them set up. Let's make some noise both for Rachel and as well as our volunteers here. Make some noise. Honestly, I'm seeing some good stuff. Come on. I don't know what else time is up. I haven't counted. Congratulations to all three of you. You're going to each get a signed copy of Pam's new cookbook, and for being such good sports, you each are going to get a Halloween novelty that'll be given to you guys backstage. Let's make some noise here, because all of you can find the official parts, Disney Parks cookbook now, wherever books are sold. Let's hear it for our contestants and for Pam as well. Everybody. Icing all over my hands. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just licking my hands on the stage now. Okay! Now it's time for us to take a trip around the world to catch up on some of the Disney Eats news from the international parks before diving into the holidays back here at Walt Disney World, Disneyland. With the Yummy Scoop, please welcome back Chef John and Chef Brian. Grab a seat,
inspired by the legendary, the original Wayfinder Moana and her celebrated adventures. So keep in mind, we're excited to announce the opening here is September 12th.
September 12th?
Yeah.
So soon.
Okay, all right. This quick service location will be celebrating all the timeless natures or the adventure of, the timeless nature of adventure and explorations that you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. Okay, well, let's move on to Disneyland Paris, where things are getting a little bit spooky this Halloween season.
You like mystery?
I do love mystery.
Okay, good. There's a little mystery happening here at the Lucky Nugget Saloon. Now, it's kind of fallen into disrepair. They just had a big celebration honoring the Ravenswood daughter. So the locals have nicknamed this place the Unlucky Nugget. Yeah. Curious visitors should be warned their visit might be a little spirited. Yeah. Okay, but those brave enough to enter can do so. Are you kidding me? Yeah. It's a wonderful drink. Yeah, strawberry, grenadine, lemon tonic. Okay, all right. You know what happens when you go in after the first sip? You go for another, then another, and then it's all bone chilly.
Wow, this is amazing. I really can't believe this.
It's all science.
This is so cool.
It's all science.
Chef Brian, now you're in the hot seat. What do you have for us at Shanghai Disneyland?
John's always trying to outdo me. He always thinks his stuff is better than mine, all the time. I'm sorry. It's been happening for years. It's okay. Actually, the team at Shanghai has been combining elements rich in symbolism that are dark and themed culinary creations. Many of the resort's popular snacks and signature items have been given a mysterious, dark makeover for Halloween, such as these mini waffles with Wagyu beef sauce. You like Wagyu beef?
I do. I like it.
You like it in a sauce?
I would like it.
Wagyu beef sauce.
I would like the sauce.
Fantastic. Freshly baked waffles, drizzled with creamy mayonnaise, savory beef sauce, offers a multitude of textures, layered experience, very unique, sweet, and salty flavor, just delightfully lingers.
This is where You know, they're celebrating Dia de los Muertos with new menu items inspired by one of my favorite films from Pixar, Coco. And you remember watching Coco, those gorgeous marigolds, right? So you can just imagine where they're going to start with this. This inspired the team to create a beverage called Remember Me, right? It's for festival holidays. You know what's great about that is you can go to all these festive marketplaces to find your favorite holiday offering, all right? So I would say one not to be missed is the El Pastor mac and cheese. Yeah. You look like you know what El Pastor is.
I do know what El Pastor
Okay.
is, but just describe it to me again.
Yeah, I think there's a question we haven't seen. Okay, maybe they're wondering. Okay, so think about pork that's marinated in spices, chilies, pineapple, slow roasted until it's just golden brown, sliced, served over, creamy mac and cheese, crumbled crispy tortillas over the top, and then some cilantro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come back. Pen, paper, because I'm going to throw a lot of numbers at you right now. Okay. So here we have Epcot Festival, the holidays, from November 28th through December 30th. We have over 20 holiday kitchens with more than 160 offerings and close to 60 brand new items this year, including Mele Kakamilaka Holiday Kitchen, Kahlua Pork with Okanaka sweet potatoes and mango salad. And what would the holidays be without gingerbread?
They wouldn't be the holidays at all.
They wouldn't. So good thing we have the experimental prototype cookie of tomorrow, the gingerbread milkshake.
All right, let's keep it going.
The 21st. Here we have specialty sips and bites, including Santa Surf Shack float. It's kind of hard to say. Orange guava juice, coconut soft serve, and a spiced pineapple tree pop. And of course, more gingerbread for the holidays. Our gingerbread cake, tree-shaped gingerbread chiffon cake with cream cheese frosting, dulce ganache, red and green crispy pearls, and a cute little chocolate gingerbread piece right there. November 8th through December 22nd.
That's right, yeah. This is a separately ticketed, glamorous holiday party straight from Hollywood with sparkling decor, music, festive character greetings, spirited stage shows, and of course, holiday tastes and sips.
Yeah, Jollywood Nights is out.
Ha
Club at Jollywood Nights on select nights, November 8th through December 22nd at Hollywood Studios. But guys, this has been an afternoon filled with one delicious delight after another from Disney Eats. And for one final treat, please help me welcome our star chefs, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Awesome. You know, Mickey, Minnie, thank you for helping. Along with all of today's chefs and panelists to make today and this afternoon so tasty, you really did. Can we hear for Mickey and Minnie? But also, I think it's also we gotta thank all of you, right? Without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you guys on behalf of Mickey, Minnie, and the entire Disney Eats team. Thank you. Be sure to check out Disney Eats on Facebook and Instagram for a menu of tasty news. Thanks to all of our panelists and all our great managers, our station manager Chip and Dale. I'm your host, Keith with the Tri